Faithfulness. What is it to you? What does it make you think about when the word faithfulness is being said? Well, folks, to me, faithfulness is an attribute of God. Why am I saying this? Now, if you go with me to the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, and you're reading verse 22 and verse 23, it says, "It is because of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed. His mercies are new every day." And then it says, "Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord our God." And then David echoes the same sentiments. When you go to Psalms chapter 36 and you are reading verse 5, he says, "Your steadfast love, O God, extends to the heavens, and your faithfulness extends to the cloud." Now, think about it. And then here comes Paul talking to Timothy in the book of Timothy. He says, "Now the God of peace will sanctify you and keep you until the day of the Lord's coming." And then he says, "He who calls you is faithful." He who calls you is faithful. And then he goes on to say, God is going to guard you and keep you, for he is faithful. Now, if God is faithful, then we as Christians ought to be faithful too. Remember, it was Jesus who said in Matthew 5:48, "Be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect." But then how do we become faithful when we are so faithless, or when we are full of all these weaknesses? Now we cannot do it on our own. We need Christ to help us to be faithful. Now, so faithfulness to me is a trait that we ought to grow into as we seek to imitate our perfectly faithful God, who is our Creator. He wants us to get to that stage, and it's a gradual process. That's why Paul is talking about sanctification, being put aside into faithfulness. So now, my prayer and my hope for myself and for you listening is that we strive for faithfulness in this faithless world, so that we can be unique. We can show that indeed God is faithful, and he is faithful enough to hold us when we are weak and show us the way forward, helping us to become faithful in his way and in his according to his will. May God bless you. May he keep you. May he teach you to be faithful in this faithless world. Amen.